Waldo.
I'm the Matt.
And we are online with the Renegade Twins for a very special episode 29.
Applause! Yay!
Loud noises.
So in between episode 27, all of them, as Matt pointed out,
Yep.
and episode 28, Mayu disappeared.
Yep.
And we had no idea where she went, but we do know that she came back with another title.
Mm-hmm.
So for episode 29, we're going to be doing a watch along with the Renegade Twins and taking questions from you, everybody out there in the interwebs verse place.
Surprise first question. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
That's
So
right,
I'm
MJFScarf. Take it.
Wait.
I was like, we were like 6 years old.
Oh,
And
don't
my
tell the story.
mom had ordered a pineapple like ham pizza, as you do, like a Hawaiian pizza, and my little baby body got food poisoning, and I was so sick. And ever since then, I have never been able to eat pineapple on pizza. Nope.
I feel sad for you because pineapple is amazing on pizza.
No, and I know
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that
I
guy.
know last year all of our fans heard me say no sweet meats.
Yeah.
I have this thing, and I'm gonna say it till the day I die. Things that are supposed to be savory are not supposed to have sweet things on them. Stop, unless it's like a dessert pizza where there's nothing savory on it. Do not pass it my way. I'm good.
Fair.
You are going to make the country of Italy very sad.
I'm gonna make everybody hate me.
Yeah.
I'm the hill of face for wrestling. Yeah.
There's no reason pineapple should be on pizza ever.
So thank y'all for joining us. We really appreciate it. We know that y'all have been busy out of the everywhere here lately. We've seen y'all on the Twitter. We've seen y'all on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and all that other stuff, and the stuff that Dr. The Wife helps us follow and do correctly. But we can't be more happy for y'all, because the more that we see the Renegade Twins on the independent scene and also on AEW, the more it makes us happy as wrestling fans to know that there are actual women's wrestlers out there and women's tag teams out there that actually wrestle. So, and we also really appreciate y'all doing this watch along with us today, because I know this is kind of outside of y'all's wheelhouse, but like I said, we goofed up the last 3 episodes on our Stardom reviews, and so we're kind of swinging back around and jamming this one right in the middle.
We just wanted to say thank you, and that we appreciate you guys having us and supporting us since the beginning, because you guys have been our biggest fans. Next to our parents, of course.
Our biggest fans, our biggest supporters, yes,
Yes.
of course, outside of our parents, but you guys have been there for
Every step of the way.
Yeah, pretty much. And so we very much appreciate you guys having us on here anyway.
Yes.
Joke's on you. You're stuck with us.
I'm okay with that.
And we'll fight your parents for #1 fanship.
Oh my god.
Just Waldo though. Just Waldo.
We're gonna let Ma Renegade know.
I know about the other family members he doesn't know about, so I'm going to have to decline on this. So
We don't believe you.
well over on this side of the pond, in a place called, in my notes here, I have Florida,
Oh no.
someplace outside of Texas.
Florida.
That one.
Our next door neighbor, yes.
Mayu took part in a tournament for the Women of Honor title within Ring of Honor that was recently purchased by AEW and God. But on February 10th, in between our last 2 episodes in 2019, she faced Kelly Klein at the Ring of Honor's Bound by Honor in 2019. Oddly, when we were recording this, I had completely forgot that Nick Aldis was the commentator on the show, because I saw the show when it happened, parts of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sporting that beautiful, I don't know if y'all can see it, but he's got that beautiful 10-pound of gold lapel pin on there. And we have one of those here at the house, and it's like our keepsake.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yep.
You see the lapel pin right there?
Gold.
It's a lapel pin shaped after the NWA World Heavyweight title.
really?
Yeah.
You have one?
It's in Matt's room.
Yeah.
Wow.
And since he's marking out for this a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the second question as well. Have you ever marked out for any wrestlers you personally met since you started wrestling?
Yes.
Do you want to tell a story?
Story time. So it's kind of hard to explain. Do you mean like a person that we have seen walking into wrestling, or a person that we know personally, and when we watch them, we just freak out?
Any story time that you got about seeing your
Hey.
personal idols?
Like something like, oh my God, I want to get an autograph or a picture.
Yeah,
with
it
him," or
says
something
it.
like
Yeah, it just
Or,
says
oh my
if
God,
you.
he's really here, or she's really here.
It just says that you personally met since you started wrestling. Yeah.
I have a couple of them actually that, like a couple are AEW. I think my favorite of all of them, the most recent, we were working MomoCon here in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and we got the opportunity to work with Kane,
Wow.
Oh yeah.
and we were Kane's bodyguards, if you can believe that.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was so shocked. We have the picture downstairs. It's very marquee in front of the green screen with the whole family wearing Renegade shirts. It is so good. I was so happy we got that picture. That was a really good moment.
I will say that. I remember, and maybe this is hitting a little too close to home, but I remember when I came in to wrestle, Britt Baker was one of the first times I ever actually met Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like had a moment.
Fair.
I had a moment where I was like, oh my God, Adam Cole's right there. Yeah, Adam Cole was
Yeah,
my
not flashes.
wrestling.
Too young, but
So-
yeah, not flashes.
What are you saying?
Well,
Mel?
then he came and he talked to
Too
me,
young for
y'all.
that.
Uh-huh.
He came and he talked to me, and I'm just, the whole time he's talking to me, I'm like, oh my gosh.
You forgot your name.
I had this one moment where Robyn was not with me, and it was like the one moment I wish that we were attached at the hip that day. I'm walking through this loading dock backstage, and I look up and I see Matt Hardy, and I've met him before, so I'm not really freaking out, you know? I'm like, hey, it's nice to see you again. I look over and I see his brother, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am in the same room with the Hardy Boys, and they are in their wrestling like clothes.
Yeah.
I'm in my wrestling clothes. I'm all done up. I'm like, I need a picture. But it was just a moment where like everyone was just passing each other backstage, and it was not appropriate to be like, hi, I know I look like a female version of you, but can I take a picture with you, please?
Right.
I just kept my mouth shut, and I just was like, hello, it's very nice to meet you. I'm Charlette.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've ever asked to take a picture with someone that I've ever marked out for.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely taken pictures with a lot of people that I really like, and a lot of people that I like can say that I like their work. But I could never say that I have like gone up to one of the people that I have probably stirred me in the direction that we try to go, and be like, please take a picture with me, because I feel like I would be too marquee. I would be too geeked out. I would be like, I'm taking this picture.
Fair.
Malachi, another one. There's been a lot of people that we've met that were like, whoa.
Yeah.
I remember I marked out hard for Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. I just gotten done watching his movie, The Peanut Butter Falcon, and I was marking out. I was marking out.
That's awesome.
I didn't even know he had a movie.
Jake the
Ye-
Snake?
I don't know that the Peanut Butter Falcon would be your speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's way too fast.
That's actually a short film. Like,
I get it. Short jokes. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start up the match itself, and make sure that stop that. Go ahead and make sure that the audio is good and whatnot.
And they hear it.
yeah, I should be able
So
to.
y'all can hear this, right? Okay, I'll turn it up. I'll turn it up just a little bit. I'm trying to not get in trouble with the YouTubes.
Yeah. And then we're just gonna randomly throughout ask y'all questions. I'll put you on the spot. Just throw them. So you can do them.
Kelly Klein has not been pinned or submitted for over
So I found it hilarious when Mayu was on the card and Nick Aldis was trying to pronounce her name. I think he said like Mayu or something like that.
Maybe whoop.
Yeah. And I was really disappointed there was not a single Mayu guy in this crowd here.
It's weird saying a Titantron for Mayu.
You've seen her before. Yeah.
So she is still building her Technicolor Dreamcoat right now, and she has 1/3 of the Artist of Stardom Championships, which is their trio belts.
Oh. Oh, dude, she looks like she could kick ass.
So I keep trying to convince Waldo, since he's got the Ric Flair army robe, I'm trying to get him to do a Mayu jacket in the same style, with the sequins and everything.
But it's got to like the other codes.
Yeah.
Because if you saw Mayu now, you'd be like, oh my God, where did all those codes come from? And go.
She is a pile of codes.
can't imagine. Now it's a plot.
I need to correct the statement I just made before. I said that Kelly Klein had not
I can
been
imagine.
for
It was a
2
lot.
years.
And he had the boa.
So I did do some asking around, by the way. This is the same size ring as Mission Pro and also in Stardom, 16 by 16.
Mm.
Oh.
I bring that up because this is Mayu's first time in Ring of Honor. And I had always kind of wondered, it's like, if you're so used to doing that kind of ring work, what would happen if you got to a different ring? And so this answers the
When
question.
did this air?
This was
2019.
2019.
With her entourage
Wow.
and
Kelly
as
Klein with the
usual,
pyro.
the look of confidence,
Kelly Klein's still
some
around.
may call
I
it
just-
arrogance.
This
Yeah,
is so
basically.
good.
Wasn't she the last Women of Honor champion as they fought?
No, last Women of Honor champion was Roxy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Roxy.
First honor show that we ever went to.
It was either her or Deanna Purrazzo. I forget which had it at the last.
Now we do got a couple of moments here because it's Ring of Honor and they properly know how to throw ribbons. Looking at you, Mission Pro crowd, that messed this up for me. Fix it. But Matt, you wanted to pop another question in while they're doing intros?
Dr. Wife, you want to do this one?
Surprise, I'm popping.
All right.
So this question is from Miguel at FC Miranda. He
He
asks, from the current talent in Mission Pro Wrestling, besides yourselves, who do you see as a top prospect to lead women's wrestling?
Well,
Of course, Jasmine Lord. Jasmine's top talent.
that's like
Second ever Mission Pro Wrestling champion. We never
There you
forget.
go. Never
Don't
forget.
Yep.
There's a picture out there somewhere. I actually have it on my phone. I'm gonna have to find it and we're gonna send it to you guys. But it's out there.
it's out there, and there's proof that she actually was.
I have a picture of it on my phone. Yeah, yeah.
We made sure it was updated on Cage Match also.
Yep.
What is
But
your strong arm then?
Pack my boss. We're gonna say Kylan King.
Big choice. Big choice.
Yeah, she had a whopper of a match against
Camille.
Camille
For the
over in
NWA title,
NWA
yeah.
just the other night.
Yep.
That
Yep.
Whopper match.
Kylan is one of the best out there. Yes. I love Kylan.
I feel like she's kind of like Danny Trejo too. Like if you ask her to go, she's gonna go. You know, like Danny
Yeah.
Trejo never turns down a movie. Kylan never turns down a match. Just she'll teleport there if she has to.
Yes. She's devoted.
Yeah.
Fun fact: after this match took place and Mayu started appearing with the belt over in Japan, for some reason they brought the ref over there with her.
Which one?
The Ring of Honor ref,
Oh.
the big guy in the ring right
I thought
now.
you meant like.
Maybe he
match
was just the
ref.
belt protector.
I guess maybe he's like always wherever the belts go, he has to go with them.
Yeah. Definite size difference here between Kelly and
Very
Mayu.
good side.
Yes, it seems like Kelly trying to intimidate her.
And it was weird because even though the crowd knew how to react with Japanese wrestlers, they didn't really know. Like this was not promoted as much as it should have been, in my opinion.
We almost went to this match.
Where was it at?
Florida.
No,
Why
you
not?
almost went.
I
to
almost
this
went
match.
to this match.
I was still exiled in Monrovia.
Yeah. I found out she was going to be in Florida, and I was like, that's not that far. But it is that far.
It's really far.
Oh,
Okay, Miss Kelly.
Where in Florida was it?
This was in Florida.
Florida.
You don't know where?
I don't remember where I
I
am.
think this was in Orlando.
Oh.
But no matter where you're at in Florida, there's always like a Florida man somewhere, right?
I noticed something too, like, because the more we've done the Stardom stuff, they're always focused on like more colorful costumes in comparison to like most Americans.
Who, Japanese?
yeah.
Yeah. Have y'all noticed that? Like when y'all go out, that there's a lot
Yes.
more muted colors.
It's a lot more extravagant, is what I would say. There's a lot more going.
Yes. They, like you said, they look like costumes,
Mhm.
and I love it because they
Yeah.
look like a character.
Right.
It's
It
not
also-
just a human wearing gear, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I got you.
I
It's got to
feel
fit
like
the personality too.
yes. I also feel like there's other people out here like
Come on, Kelly.
say Britt Baker. Her gear is so detailed and
Mhm.
so there's so much on her gear. Like I picked up her gear one time. It's so heavy. How she
Mhm.
wrestles in it is insane.
Goku.
But
The weighted training.
The weighted training. Yeah.
but the way that she like I don't it doesn't look the same as say Emmy's does. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Emmy's looks like it has way more going on to it. When
Yeah.
honestly, probably Britt Baker, like if you actually looked at her gear, has just as much going on to it. It's just and
Bling.
yeah.
I
I don't
remember when she did the Scott Hall gear. I remember like seeing it multiple times and going, "Oh wait, that's a little nod there too." And like it was just not just the one thing you immediately see, but if you look closer, there was a bunch of stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their gear tells stories, and I love
Yeah.
that.
God bless Mayu. Not even a minute in the match and already taking the biggest bump of the night.
But yeah.
It's a shoulder tackle.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
She ran through her.
Just wait. Just wait. There's another bump coming that makes you. It'll make you cringe.
Oh, you've seen this one already?
We've seen parts and pieces of
Yeah.
it over because they pasted a little bit of it on the Stardom site.
I see.
Yeah, I would going back to that. I would say that based on her look, Kelly has some sort of MMA grapplery gimmick because she's
I
got the
think
mouthpiece. She had the team walk her out.
she has the mouth guard.
Yeah.
Hey, team mouth guard all the way, man.
Matt, you want to pop another question?
Yeah. Okay. This one, no, they're not quite the same. We're gonna go with who are your top women
Ooh.
tag teams of all time, and this comes from EvangelineLing or Heidling at EvangelineLing.
I'm putting a screenshot of these on the screen so that way if we mess up their name, you can
I'm
see
probably
who
gonna
they
mess up a
are.
lot of these names, but yeah.
Let's get the obvious out of the way. The
Okay.
ones the world says that we most resemble.
Mm-hmm.
The Bella Twins.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Steiners. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Don't hurt me.
You just asked for that receipt.
I know
It's
they're gonna.
coming. Just
I'm
wait.
gonna fight. I'm gonna be
Look at
quiet
him.
now.
Look at him.
I'm gonna be quiet now.
It's coming.
Mm.
So of course the Bella Twins. Twins got to stick together.
I would also say the Iconics,
Yes.
but I would like I said, I was talking to you guys a little bit about this earlier. I did not like them at first, but now that I am Charlette reacting.
So she just smashed her face into the ground. I
She
think.
really said
Yes.
No, she
No, the
reacted
face
to the
smash.
match.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how Mayu sells everything
This
like
is
she's
the
dying.
standard Mayu match, by the way.
Yeah.
Can we go back so I can see it?
Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
Nice. But like I was saying, the Iconics I didn't really like when I first started
Mhm.
watching wrestling. But once like we got into wrestling and we started wrestling as a tag team, I appreciated the work that they were doing. They are artists at what they do.
Yeah.
They are artists.
Their job was to make you hate them,
And
and
they did that.
they did their job.
That's a hangman.
Yeah.
We're also gonna say the Riot Squad: Liv Morgan, Ruby Soho now,
Yeah.
and Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
But
Good team.
if we're going to specify an actual like
The
two
pairing out of the three,
it's got to
Uh-huh.
be Liv. And I would only say that because Sarah Logan just doesn't really like hit and resonate with us in the same way that those
Right.
two do. So
yes. And not lastly, we have the Hex. We got to
Okay.
give them the proppers.
Oh, going up against the
You know,
gotta have respect.
game respect game.
I say
And
that's still
lastly,
my favorite match is you guys in the Hex with the
Hey,
six
I
the six women's.
That was a good time. That was a good
Love it.
match. I would want to do it, 2-on-2 next time,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but figure it out.
And last but not least, Thunder Rosa and Holiday, the Twisted Sisters. They were
On the
very
wall right
Yeah,
here.
we have y'all in the same frame. We
Yeah.
got I don't know if y'all can see. This is y'all's picture, and this is the Twisted Sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're in the same.
Oh, I can't see you guys right now, but I'm sure we're in the same frame.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Fair.
But
set
they were
this
the
up,
very
too.
first tag team that we watched, women's tag team that we watched, that we were like, whoa, we could do
Oh,
this.
that was nice. That was beautiful.
Oh,
Yo,
the
she
drop
did
kick
a
to the outside.
drop kick. Yeah, that was
Things are
nice.
about to go downhill on the outside of the ring for Mayu here.
Oh
Oh.
no. Is
Yep.
this a
This is
patent pen trademark?
yeah, just everybody. Just I'm flying, whether you're there or not.
Oh,
was a
she
good crossbody.
ate it, bro. Why her face eat it like that?
Mayu always like there's a we used to do gifs of the day.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah. I told you, she'll take it.
We used to do
Just
gifs
got
of the day,
realigned.
and there was one where she's just running around the ring chasing somebody. Someone trips her, and she still manages to land on her face. And it's like every bump, she just is like, I'm gonna eat the mat every time.
Just got
Hey,
readjusted.
well,
Yeah.
she looks like she died.
They're going to be outside the ring just a little bit longer. It's because they're following the Japanese rules here of 20 counts.
Is it a quick 20 count?
He's a little bit fast.
He's rushing it a little bit.
In Japan, like if you watch the Stardom stuff, they'll go out there and they'll warn you. They've got it over the loudspeaker. They'll come warn you again. Then they'll go in and
And they'll also start announcing to the crowd, get away from the wrestlers. They're
yeah.
coming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Woo!
Good
Clock
Yeah,
her on
that
that
was
one.
Good
hard.
elbow.
Those
All right, Mama.
strikes, man.
Yeah, Mayu's like teaching her how to do the elbow.
Iwatani put everything she had behind that shot, and it still wasn't enough to take Kelly off her feet. Yeah, I love the heart on display.
Yeah, they're going to be going back. This was a great call on Stardom part sending Mayu over here because the
Yeah.
current champion right now is Keigetsu
That might work out well for Iwatani.
over in
Charlie
Stardom.
horse.
Charlie horse. Charlie horse. Yo, that hurts, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
And we know that there are people that give Mayu a little bit of
Oh, that was
grief
That was a
nice.
good
for
That was
her
nice.
for her
That was-
skinniness.
yeah.
But that German right there, like she's
Wow.
got more strength than a lot of the ladies that go in the ring,
made that
look
despite her size.
Good fake out. Good fake out.
The crowd,
Ooh.
her
Got
team is
fired.
staring on like you're on your own on this one.
I'll do another
Another
question. Are we? She's going for the her finisher here.
The Dragon Suplex.
Dragon suplex. Yeah.
Damn.
Ooh.
And she just got clocked in the back of the head. A little mugging.
Oh, you just turned
Okay.
the page?
Yeah.
wow.
So just this. So on this one, we're gonna pop up both tweets, but we combined it because it was kind of the same thing, and we wanted to expand it a little more. Yeah.
Who are some of your dream opponents, both as tag or singles?
Ooh,
I know.
Sasha Banks is my dream opponent. I know that for sure. I would love to wrestle her.
Who was? Wait, I didn't hear that.
Yeah,
Who's
say
that?
that one again.
Could the ref be any more in the way for that? Good thing it's a Snapdragon
This
suplex.
particular ref right here, we've had this discussion internally about him. He's not as good as race car ref or old ref.
Is he a typical Japanese ref?
We're just gonna call him Ring of Honor ref. And just leave
We
it at
always
that.
called him Ring of Honor ref.
Alternate ref.
Yeah. Back up to the
Backup.
Third string ref.
Third ref.
My dream opponent in a singles competition would be Becky Lynch or Charlotte Flair.
Wow.
I love both of those women. I think that they're great.
And we didn't quite make. What was yours, Robyn? We couldn't hear you on our side.
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks,
I,
gotcha.
I think that should never be a question, dog.
I want to make sure that they heard because
Yeah.
we couldn't hear on our side.
It came in
We
kind
know.
Of, yeah.
Let them know. And then, so then as a tag team,
Whew. So,
Honestly, you know what?
Mhm.
I'm gonna say.
okay, say it.
The Bella.
okay,
They come back for one more time,
We hit the double
and
twin
I
switch
want a
dog.
double twin switch for everybody. I want everybody to pull a twin switch.
nice. This is the whole crowd.
Halfway through the match, one of y'all try to pretend that you're the Bella Twins.
What was the finish? Wait, what was the
Y'all can do
finish?
do
Yeah,
a double
it-
twin
it
switcheroo
ca-
to where
it-
you are like fighting each other now
Yeah, the finish
on
came
each
out of
other's
nowhere on this one.
teams.
There was a finish?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yep,
what
she
was
won
the
with the
finish?
moonsault.
That's what
Oh, go ahead,
what
go
was
back
the
to the.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
go back. Sorry.
Yeah, so she just did. She's going through her moonsault set right now,
Yep, yep.
and they're clean.
That looks beautiful.
Good facial expression.
Again,
That's it.
Yep,
Wow.
that's it.
Okay.
wow, that's pretty good.
And the crowd was ready for it. They kind of sat on their hands mostly through the match, but then those last two moonsaults, and they were all ready for that one.
Wow, yeah.
And so this answers our question for episode 28, where Mayu got that third belt from.
Yep.
And so now she will leave here in a couple of days and go back for episode 28. And then in episode 20, this being episode 29, in episode 30, we'll finally be caught up on everything going on.
Yeah.
So I think I mentioned this beforehand, but this was a tournament that was kind of at the last minute for Ring of
she's
Honor.
angry. Look at her.
And Mayu was in the first round against Holodead for this one. And
Yeah.
that was a
Japan?
lot. No, here in Ring of Honor. So it happened, I think, the day before or a couple of days before.
Oh.
And that was a knockdown drag out because they had already faced each other in Japan when Thunder and Holodead were in Oedo-ta.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But Mayu holds on to this for a little bit, and we'll go back and pick up where she left off over in Stardom. And weirdly, this was kind of it for Stardom and Ring of Honor because it was 2 weeks after this that current events took effect.
Really?
Yeah.
So
So
she didn't get to defend it?
she did.
No, she did.
In Japan because they were
No,
traveling.
but I mean here.
I think she did a defense and then a rematch with Kelly.
Yeah, she lost it to Kelly again.
Yeah.
But like I think it was a week or two after this to where all the traveling stopped
Oh, I see.
and nobody could do anything. So there were longer plans for this, but it's going to be one of those cases of what could have been.
What if?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so there's Nick Aldis towering over. I got his name written down here, Caprice Coleman.
Wow. Interesting match.
And that was the match. I know it wasn't that long. We really appreciate you sitting down with us and doing a watch along with us. We do have some more questions we want to wrap up and finish before we let y'all go, and we got special ones also too. That's why I
Special
haven't stopped
question.
the screen sharing yet.
Yeah. So we got your dream opponents. We got the Bellas. We got Becky or Charlotte, and we got Sasha. The next question is from @DavidBaymiller. What is the funniest or weirdest thing that has happened to each of you during a match?
Actually, today, for the first time, we were running like a practice spot,
Mhm.
and I went to throw a big boot, and I I hit this girl, and her stomach and her shirt's so oversized that my foot catches in the bottom of her shirt, and I fall. I completely just
You big booted yourself.
yes. I was just like, whoa.
There was there was one time, y'all. It was when we were out in Texas. We were wrestling somebody. I won't drop the name, but we were wrestling somebody at a show, and we were very close with the person. And I had gotten up and I had hit this person a little bit too hard,
Mm-hmm.
and they reached down, y'all. If this is Charlotte's hand, like her hand is like my head. He reaches down and he just goes, just y'all, like right on the top of my head. It cracked me up to the point where like I start laughing in the middle of a match.
Oh no.
I broke character. I thought it was so funny.
Agreed.
Wow.
I'm like selling through the ropes because he's like kicking me in the back. And I'm like, my head's through the bottom rope and I'm looking at this woman in her face. And I swear, y'all, I'm just laughing.
Smiling like a
I'm
crazy one.
laughing. I thought it was so funny. And when he picked me back up, I just looked at him and said, why would you do that?
That's awesome.
Wow.
But also
Oh.
at that same show, Robyn and I both almost slipped and like on our entrance because
Yep.
the mats on the ground were not
Mhm.
like taped down or
Secured,
secured in
yeah.
anything. So when we moved, we both ran and took off that one step to go up and both almost ate the pole at the same time.
If we weren't like limber and athletic, we would have probably ate it.
Yes.
Gotcha. So they also ask, is it intimidating to be looked up to and possibly seen as role models by your younger fans?
For sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about for Charlette, but to me it is absolutely intimidating and like I don't want to say overwhelming,
Mhm.
but sometimes I remember when the first realization that we had a young one around us all the time and paying attention to what we were doing all the time. It was very much like, wow, why would a kid ever look at me and Charlotte and idolize us? You know,
I will
Don't
say,
you know my history?
for me, I always worked in the church with my mom,
Uh.
my Renegade, and I did children's service. So I worked with a bunch of children that did look up to me and did see me as a role model. And so it's not as intimidating to be that for kids, but what makes it intimidating is our job. You know,
Mhm.
like job is to come in and beat people up.
Mhm.
And it's very hard to find the balance of being able to be a role model for these children so that they don't just go to school and be like, you know what, would be my little inner renegade and I'm just gonna, you know what I mean?
Right,
So
right. Finding that balance.
yeah, and it's very hard. That's the intimidating part, is learning how to find the balance between wrestling and a role model.
yes, I will say that. I know I do get anxiety when I watch the little kids at the wrestling shows, like get in the ring and they start like playing around, or even when they're outside of the ring and they're playing around and they're acting like they're wrestling. I'm like,
Right, please stop, don't do that. Like our little cousin's with us right now. He's 11. And he just spent the entire weekend with us watching us wrestle, like go to show.
Uh-huh.
And the first question he asked when we get home, can you teach me how to chop someone? No.
Nice.
No.
Absolutely not.
yep.
Fair.
He did ask us to do that. He also does things like, so the other day he hopped on my back. You guys know that I do like the make you smile thing. I tell you, I'm going to make you smile. He gets on my back and he sticks his fingers in my mouth and he goes, I'm making you smile. And he like wrenches. He's
Right,
like,
right.
and I'm like, Jalen.
He's learning from the best. But don't do that at home.
That's what I'm telling him. I'm like, don't take
Yeah.
that home to your mom and think you're just going to put that on one of your brothers and think it's okay. Please don't do that. Or a kid at school or any of that.
Right.
It's not okay.
Right.
I just
So,
understand that it's like predetermined.
all right. So this next one's a quick one. It's from Harold Robinson at Harold Robinson 2. Will you little ladies ever come to a live show or a house show in Huntsville, Alabama?
You never know.
I mean, hopefully.
Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at the Renegade Twins.
Yep.
And you just watch. Just watch.
We'll figure it.
Okay.
All right. right, this one's from Madness at Afro_anime. What's your favorite midnight snack? Is it Waffle House?
No, that's the second question.
Oh, that's the second question. Sorry.
Yeah.
So the first question is, what's your favorite midnight snack?
Mac and cheese. Mac and cheese all the way.
Wow.
I'm going for it. Like a Kraft macaroni cup that only takes 3.5 minutes in the microwave.
Oh, the Quick Macs.
Yes.
Give me a bag of chips and some candy, dog. I don't
Fair.
know. And a soda. That's all I want.
If I don't have that, it really is just a bag of chips.
I want
And some gummy bears.
But
or
the
something
thing
like
is when I go to bed at night and I'm like sitting there and I'm trying to eat something to snack on, I want something sweet, something salty, and something to drink. And that's what I always do. I'll eat my salty. Yeah, well, not all the time. Like just eat. Like I eat a chip, bite of something salty or sweet, and then take a sip. Like I'll eat my chips, I'll eat my salt or my sweet, and then I'll drink my drink.
My mac and
You got to do like the old timers do and put the salted peanuts in a Coke bottle.
Absolutely not.
No, we're from Atlanta.
No.
Where
Yeah.
like, and our friends used to try to get us to do it, and I was like, no.
I'm just glad at least you did know what I was talking about.
Yeah,
But if I have to pick a
that's the
candy,
thing down here.
Twin Snakes,
Okay.
those are the best. That's my favorite midnight candy.
All right.
Second question is, favorite. I'm assuming
It's just which is the
Yeah,
favorite of the three. Yeah.
favorite place to eat: Waffle House, IHOP, or Denny's.
So show us.
Or is there one that you have that you're familiar with that is your favorite?
So I'll say my favorites because I'm a little weird about my breakfast foods. But if I had to choose,
In
it's
the
probably
order.
it's probably gonna be Waffle House, then IHOP. I would never stop at a Denny's. I'm sorry. If that was an option on the table, I would just say I'm gonna starve. Like I'm not.
You know,
Well, I've
me.
been to Georgia. I understand why, because they're all
I know,
terrible
I
out there.
with you guys, and I love you guys, but I hate Denny's.
So
Fair.
I'll explain why we have this preconceived notion of Denny's and why we're just like, ew. So here in Atlanta, the Denny's are all like abandoned basically.
Uh-huh.
So growing up, we would give Denny's a try every like 4 to 5 years. And every single time without a fail, it was disgusting on the inside. The
Oh,
bathrooms would be overflowing. Like it would smell like.
What I said wasn't
Yeah,
a
it's not
joke.
great. I just love
so,
the like.
For us in Atlanta, we just don't go to Denny's, and because we don't go to Denny's, we just don't go other places either. You guys were actually the first like Denny's experience we'd had in about 8 years,
And it wasn't terrible.
it wasn't horrible. I'm not
wait,
gonna
go again.
like seek that out.
Just not
Like, if
planning
you
on it.
go again, I'd be like, sure,
Well,
but I'm
it-
not gonna seek it out on my own.
we were getting beat up with Waffle House by some other individuals, and I had been Waffled House out.
I understand.
I just think it's
Go to
funny though.
gyms.
I can picture it like y'all have like a calendar and like you flip it and it's like it's that 4-year anniversary time to go to Denny's and just immediately sad. Just,
Really upset. But I have to go to Denny's.
Well, there'd be all these like awesome Denny's commercials, and they'd have
Uh.
like all these great promotions. So like as kids, we're like, why don't we ever go to Denny's? And then we would go and we'd
You
realize
remember.
why we never went to Denny's, and it was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Fair.
And then the third question is, what countries have you wrestled in?
No,
America.
right.
I'd like to make it other countries, but as of right now, it's only America.
Well, y'all been to Texas. So.
Y'all been to Texas? Texas is a country.
It's a mini country, I guess.
I probably the best name so far of any of the questions, people. This is from Bacon Space at Bacon Space. What is your what is your favorite movie and why?
I'm gonna say James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, that's a good movie.
It's such
My
a good
nephew
movie.
was huge into that movie, so I watched that like a bunch when he was a child. It's really good. Sorry, you just weird flood of memories there.
No, completely. I completely understand, and I think because it's so nostalgic for me, because I watched it as a child, I believe that's why it's my favorite movie
Fair.
ever. because it was the very first like stop animation that I had really ever seen mixed with normal movie,
Hmm.
and I thought that was so cool.
Yeah. So first off, I'll just give you guys a little tidbit about Robyn and that movie.
It creeped her out.
Yeah, man.
It's a kind of creepy movie. I can see that.
I did not like that movie.
Which doesn't
But-
make sense because I'm scared of everything. She's scared of nothing now as adults.
Yes.
So as
But
a
at the
child,
same
I just
time,
don't.
another fun fact about Robyn, I don't like the cartoon version of Alice in Wonderland when she falls down the rabbit hole, bro.
Hmm.
That freaks me out. I don't like
Fair.
that. I don't like that. But to get back to my favorite movies, I really don't. I don't really have any. I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword there because I feel like me personally, I have to have something that I'm really invested in. Just the
Mhm.
same as like I don't really watch a lot of movies per se. I need something that I can watch over a long period of time. With a lot of
So would you say
content to
like
it.
It's like a
The
binge watcher.
Right.
would
So
be a good like favorite?
right.
movie
So I was
series
gonna
that
say
you have?
that. I was gonna say when I was a kid, I was really into Twilight, which
Mhm.
was like a 5-movie series, 6-movie series.
She knew every word to every single movie.
I did. We don't have to talk about that though.
Were you sparkly?
Oh no.
We're gonna change the subject now.
Okay.
Then when I got to about like 15, 16, I was really into Harry Potter. Got
Mhm.
super into that, and like I said, that's like a 7 to 8 movie series as well.
Yeah.
And now as an adult, I'm really into Star Wars, and that's a really long series. That has like 9 to 10 movies part of it. So
Yeah. And then you got all the
it's
TV shows and
Cartoon.
yep,
cartoons
and
and
all
You know
the
what
extra
is-
side pieces, and it's just like me personally, I'm invested in that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I have a favorite movie because when I watch all of those back, I feel like no one movie works by itself.
I got that.
You have to know the entire thing to understand each movie.
Mhm.
And I don't have time for that or the patience.
Just watch James and John
Hold on,
Peach again.
Renegade,
I get it.
Renegade's knocking on the door.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Okay, later.
I'm
It was a
bored.
game question. No, it was a game question.
All right, so next, we're gonna chop this one down a little bit, but it's from Hector at DrivenByMopar. What do you do to decompress when you're not training, traveling, winning all your matches, doing greets and meets, and all of that stuff? What do you do when you get home? Greets and meets.
Greets.
That's what they put.
Did they?
Yeah,
really?
we
Yeah.
color in coloring books
Coloring?
a lot.
Yep.
You
You guys recently got me that Star Wars book, sticker book,
Uh-huh.
and I cannot put that thing down. I am almost done with it, and I cannot. I've
Nice.
had a great time with that thing. That has been my release.
Did you put it
Yes.
together correctly though, or are you just like sticking them in there?
Oh no, guys! I'm actually. You got me reading again, which is crazy. I'm actually sitting down and trying to comprehend stuff. That's why I hit you up the other day, Matt. I was like, Matt, I need you to explain some things.
Yeah.
But you got the wrong guy though. He's not really big into Star Wars.
It's true.
He's
Waldo's a Star Wars guy.
Well, hold on. Let's clarify. I'm a Mandalorian guy.
So you're TOS and Mandalorian. You're comic books.
Yeah.
And I am all the other ones.
Yeah, all the catch-all stuff is with Dr.
TNG,
Dwight.
Voyager, Deep Space Nine.
Because yeah, Matt looked over at me one day and was asking me like, "What's the backstory on Baby Yoda?" And I just turned around and was like, "What? What? Why are you asking this?" No, because I didn't know you had sent him that note asking him about that.
Yeah.
It's like out of the blue, Matt cares about Baby
Yeah.
Yoda.
So Baby Yoda, that's not actually his name, right?
No,
No,
What's
it's
his-
Grogu.
Which is a way worse name than Yoda.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't watch those at
Yeah.
all.
So-
Like I'm not into Star Wars at all. So he just looks like Baby
You just
Yoda
became
to
like
me.
one of the most hated people on the internet.
No, she hasn't.
No,
she
she's fine.
So I just wondered, man. I was sitting there. I was like, is this post, Jedi or pre-Jedi? And explain, please.
Yeah, it was just hilarious trying to explain all that to Matt, and that's why I jumped in, because I was like, I'm gonna tell it to him. He's not gonna care, and he's only gonna give you like a tenth of what you need to know.
Yeah.
Like some cowboy in space, assassins and things.
Mhm.
That's so
Um,
funny.
This next one we've pretty much covered. Which tag teams would you like to face that you haven't got the opportunity to face yet? And this is from BrandonLattimor at BrandonLattimor.
Well, first off, shout out to BrandonLattimor. That's
Yes.
another one of our sponsors that we love very much, very dear, near and dear to our hearts. And Brandon, yeah, like we said, kind of like all five of the ones that we listed earlier.
Mhm.
Yeah. Onyx, Ride Squad, Bella Twins, the Hex, like actual tag match with the Hex. Twisted Sisters one day maybe.
Fair.
We
Hold
have
it. Yeah, go ahead.
Elias and Ezekiel are not a same person, right?
No,
And
they're
then
not.
I mean,
the
are
brothers.
we the same person?
No,
No, see, proof positive right here.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
have solved it.
This is from SBbWatt
In fact,
and
if
SBbWatt.
if they could both be healthy at the same time, I would love to see them in a tag team.
I know, me too.
There's
a
another
shame
dream
that
tag team right there.
Yeah.
The Elias and
that
Ezekiel
tag
versus the
team-
Renegade Twins.
I was gonna say that's a tag team we want to wrestle right there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Elias and Ezekiel versus the Renegade Twins.
Yes.
I'm gonna tweet that out.
Let's do it.
We have another one that says, "You guys see Top Gun Maverick? It's good." This is
Mike.
from Mike.
Mike, lots of numbers.
No, I want to really bad. I haven't seen it yet. I love the original Top Gun. I think it's a very sad but yet inspiring movie, and I really want to watch the new one. I haven't seen it yet though.
Who is the tallest, Charlette or Robyn's? Ask Sam Moxley at Moxley Sam.
Sam.
It depends on what kind of shoes we wear.
They're identical twins. They're the same height.
Well, I won't say identical. We've never said identical now, but
But we
it does
will
depend
say,
on what shoes we wear.
we'll say sometimes I'm a little bit taller, sometimes she's a little bit taller, sometimes I like to add 4 inches onto my foot. Who knows?
Fair. All right. This one comes from Tony Smith at Johnny Rico 313. Will you ladies do the Motor City Comic Con in Detroit? And I took, before you even ask, I looked this one up. Apparently it takes place in May or around May of each year. So it's already happened this year. But would you guys be down to do the Motor City Comic Con in Detroit at some point in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to get out and try to be in as many states as possible and try to come see our fans in different states. Because, that's fun.
Yes. We also want to build our fan base as much as we can. So whatever show we can be on, whatever state we can work in, let's do it. Whatever convention we can be on.
That's why we've been pushing the # sign the Renegade Twins.
Yep.
# sign.
This one has to be a typo. It's
Let
from.
me read this one because the one after that one that's a y'all.
Oh yeah,
question.
that's one that we have to address
So
ourselves.
let me read this one.
Okay.
It says, this is from VO Dragon and VO Dragon 5. Okay, how much do you enjoy doing the twin switcheroo, which is common for any twins in wrestling throughout history?
I mean, yeah, it's common, but
Y'all have never done it. Y'all have never done it, right?
No, it's never been done by them.
Yeah, they've never done it. That was Robyn in the ring.
That actually, yeah, Robyn's single match was like all Robyn.
Yeah, I mean, that was me in the ring against Vicky, but I mean with Ruby, we kind of played it off a little bit, just a little bit.
We almost had her too, like this close.
Okay.
But with that being like just a flash in the pan, first off, we've always fooled you guys, and we always will. So again, going forward, a twin switch gets us paid. So yes.
Twin switch equals money. Got it.
They also asked, do you feel like wait, let me read it again. Do you feel like your game and or techniques are improving so you could be good contenders in the more major promotions?
I feel like every day Robyn and I become better wrestlers. And I think with wrestling, it's always changing and it's always evolving. And if you as a wrestler are not working on your skills and you are not going to evolve with it. So to answer the question, that ultimately is the goal, is to train to get better to be on these promotions. So yes, we are trying to train to be on these larger promotions because that's everyone's goal.
Yes, I would say that we are not ready just yet, or we don't feel like we're ready just yet. We are still in the process of trying to get there.
Yep.
But with that being said, we are trying our damnedest.
So change is a constant, always getting better.
So I'm going to do this
Well,
one.
they wanted to add this too.
You're gonna do
Keep
this one?
up the great work is what he added.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to address this one because Mr. David, somewhere up in Northeast Texas, writes in and asks,
He's at AdrenalinRulez.
Yeah, adrenaline rules.
when am ever going to get to see y'all wrestle in Northeast Texas? What in the Tennehaw, Timpson, Bobo, and Blair are we seeing here, Mr. David? You are the Swissgar Swig Elf of Northeast Texas.
He'd just
My
be the
goodness,
boomhauer.
sir.
He'd just be the boomhauer.
Stop that.
We can say this. We're from East Texas. We're allowed. We can do this. But when is he gonna get a chance to see you guys wrestle in East Texas? Is the big question.
Hey,
I have no idea.
I'm not sure when we're coming to East Texas, but I do know that we come to San Antonio pretty regularly. So you can always head over there or, look us up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, Mr. David, if you're that far Northeast Texas, go to Nacogdoches, get on 21 and drive until you reach the end of it. That's where San Antonio is. Because it sounds like you've never left.
Oh no.
You can get us hated. You can get our first enemy.
Yeah, he's gonna unsubscribe.
The next one is from Michael Neubauer, and this is at Michael 589888682. Who is the toughest team you ever faced?
Oh wait, read that again.
Who is the toughest tag team you ever faced?
Okay.
I'm gonna answer this one. And as much as I hate to give it to them,
you have to give them their props. Because
they did do it.
They are the only tag team outside of AEW
to
actually beat us. Maddie and Rashay. Bougie Reality. I will not call them Bougie.
Ring.
I'll give them their propers. I gotta respect them as a Mission Pro tag champs, even though I don't like it. I'm proud of those ladies, and they gave us one hell of a fight.
Yep, I agree on that.
On that very note, then, at Fantegan asks, when y'all gonna win those Mission Pro tag team titles back?
I'm not sure.
Not sure about that. But we might have some things coming around the corner. You never know.
Just keep an eye out.
Dun, dun,
Bum, bum, bum.
Go ahead, Dr. Dwight.
Serenity Moon at AmySerenity asks, do you have any favorite colors?
Blue, pink, baby pink.
Any shade of blue.
Yeah.
All right.
Cerulean.
You do this one because this is our last written question, and then we have the 2 video questions to wrap everything up.
Damn. What do they say if they hear they haven't OnlyFans in the USA, but also in Germany?
Oh,
so you have a fan in Germany. How do you feel about having fans in Germany?
I think that's pretty
dope.
Cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of really cool. That's like across the world. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's really cool.
Thank you for your support all the way from Germany.
Yeah. Hello.
And
Hi
this
guys.
came from Stefan, aka DJ Speedy.
Hi, Stefan, aka DJ Speedy.
Yep.
Hello, everybody at the Face for Wrestling podcast and the Renegade twins. First, I wanted to say thank you to the Face for Wrestling crew for sending us this autographed Renegade twins card. We collect the Raw Deal Indie cards, and they were nice enough to get it signed at a Mission Pro show and send it to us. So we appreciate you for that. We have a question for the Renegade twins.
Did growing up with each other help you become a better tag team?
So that's a good question. You know, growing up and wrestling against each other to help you as a tag team. And I'd like to know some advice. I have a daughter. This is my daughter Emma. And you know, if you have any advice to a growing young girl who maybe want to become a wrestler one day.
So that was a promo Pete from, I have it written here, Florida. And we've been trading cards back and forth with him, the Raw Deal Indie cards. And he was the gentleman that reached out through us to y'all to get those autographed cards.
I do remember that.
So what do y'all think?
Did growing up together help us in wrestling as a tag team?
Yep.
100%.
Yes.
Robyn and I have an unspoken language that we've had since birth. It takes one look for me to look at Robyn for her to understand what I mean.
Yep.
We shared a womb. We have a very strong bond. And that already puts us at an advantage over these other tag teams who have to build a bond with someone that they've met in life. They didn't grow up with this person. They don't know the ins and outs of this person.
They don't know how that person's mind works or their mannerisms or what they do in a pressure situation. I know how Charlotte's going to react before Charlotte even steps foot in the ring by the way her body is moving before she even gets out there.
Mm.
I can see what she's thinking on her face before she even says it. She can do the same thing to me. We absolutely are connected at the hip. And as much as we fight and we have issues, we,
as all sisters do.
yes, we love each other and we know each other. We know each other like the back of each other's hands.
Yes.
Like, I could tell you anything and everything about Charlotte.
And then as far as advice for a young female who wants to be a wrestler,
my advice would be, and I'm
don't say it.
what? Let me say this.
Okay,
Hush.
maybe my brain didn't connect with yours.
What I'm gonna say about advice for a young aspiring wrestler is to never let anybody tell you no. That's always been my answer. That's always gonna be my answer. This business is filled with a bunch of denial, a bunch of mind games, a bunch of heart games. There's going to be people telling you no all the time. There's going to be people telling you that you need to change things about yourself. And my advice would be, don't take everything with a grain of salt.
Mhm.
Do what your heart wants to do, because what this business is having fun and being you and being accepted. Yes, we all want to make it to the big time. And yes, we all need to make exceptions for that. We need to make sacrifices. But for the most part, don't sacrifice your moral code. Don't sacrifice yourself. And never let someone tell you you're not good enough.
I was going to say, start early. Learn to love yourself early, because this industry is full of a lot of people who are going to tell you that they do not love you. And they are going to tell you what's wrong with you
And what you need to fix.
What you need to fix, even though you're probably perfectly fine. Learn to love yourself before you learn to let these other people love you. And as other people, I mean fans and your future bosses. Yes.
Always think, is this good for me? And if it's not good for you, then don't do it. You don't deserve it. It's not meant to be. It's not meant to be a part of your life. If it's not good for you, you don't need it. That's my thought process when it comes to wrestling.
Advice.
Good answer. Good answer.
Very good.
This is RawDealIndyCard, and we'd like to thank our friends at Face for Wrestling for allowing us to ask questions of our once and future champions, the Renegade Twins. As you see here, we have the Wrestler card, the MPW Tag Team Championships, and History-Making Tag Team Champions. Our question is, when can we make a card that says that the Renegade Twins are the two-time MPW Tag Team Champions? Thanks.
That is an amazing question. And we would definitely love the opportunity to come back to Mission Pro and take back what is rightfully ours and has been ours since the start of the women's tag division at Mission Pro.
And like we said earlier, who knows? Who knows what you'll see going forward? Who knows who will be there? Who knows what kind of surprises we have in store? We just
pop up one day. Who knows?
So that would give y'all a chance to be the first ever 2 times, as well as Jasmine has the chance to be the first ever 2-time heavyweight champ. Like y'all can just bring it all there.
I know we've been on for a long time, and I just want to say from us here at Face for Wrestling, myself, Matt, Doctor, my wife, we're so thankful that y'all were able to take the time and do all this watch along and questions with us and everything. Again, thank y'all so much. And for everybody out there that sent in questions, we really appreciate it as well too. I'm kind of cutting this off because as you could tell, the Skype audio is messing up, and I don't want to have to fix that much on the edit. So,
thank you.
yeah, but again, thank y'all so much. Tell us real quick. I'm going to put a title card up here that has all the information on it. But tell us real quick where everybody can find y'all.
On Instagram and Twitter, just look up the Renegade Twins. You will find both our personal pages tagged on those pages.
Yep.
Sorry, this is still a little picking from the last one. Because y'all told me last time to just put it on the screen and fix it.
Check out their merch
I know,
too.
I was like,
Yeah, get the merch.
Yeah, and I'll be putting a link to the actual merch site on there too.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead and look up our big cartel. We have t-shirts on there, flags on there,
flip-flops.
Socks, bottles, towels,
Fanny packs.
Y'all, we have earrings, fanny packs. Y'all, there are things on our big cartel store that you cannot get anywhere else. You guys go and check it out.
And
Cool.
while we're on the topic, that is the only place that you can get your 100% bona fide Renegades tag team merch. That is it, and that is all.
Is there anything else y'all want to say to anybody before we call this a show? Y'all got any shout outs?
No.
Any like cool?
Okay. Thank you, everybody out there. We hope to do this again in the future. And don't forget, everyone is different and everyone is good.